Hi everyone, this is Akshay, and today I'm going to give you a tour of Haystack Code Reviewer. To begin with, make sure you're at this URL haystackeditor.dev. After you get here, just click on this button. It'll ask you whether you want to sign in. You don't have to sign in if you're accessing public repositories. If you click the public repo, you can just enter an existing URL, like so. Click enter, and this is going to spin up a server for you. Once the server is done, you'll see this dialog. Just click yes. Now, at this point, once I navigate to this page, usually it'll throw an auth screen at me. Authentication is just necessary because we want to attribute reviews and comments to the right person, and it's just signing into your GitHub account. After you sign in, you'll see this little commit dropdown over here. This allows you to actually pick a commit to sort of view. In this case, this pull request is already merged, so I can only see all changes at once. I'm going to click on this, and what you'll see that's going to happen is all the different diffs in the pull request are going to pop up on the canvas. And the cool thing about Haystack is it actually depicts the relationships between diffs. So let's take a look. We can see here that these top two functions have this new argument called proxy base path that's added. Now, you might be wondering, where does this proxy base path, this new argument, like where does it ultimately get funneled to? Like, what is the purpose of it when we're passing it to this function? If you click on this little arrow here, or you can just look down below, you can see that we're adding this new parameter proxy base path to this function. That's pretty self-explanatory, and you probably expected that too. If we go one step further, we can see that this proxy base path, which is part of this ops parameter, is now getting passed to get proxy target. And if we look at get proxy target, we can see that it's actually being used as this part of this URL. So in this way, you can kind of navigate to and from different dependent diffs in a code review, and this helps you understand the broader picture. In fact, we built Haystack Code Reviewer so you can understand the broader picture at a glance. This is opposed to a normal pull request where you kind of have to dig deep into the text and kind of figure out this mental map. In Haystack's case, we project the map onto the screen for you, so you don't have to keep so much information in your head. We hope this makes code reviews faster. You can also go back through a tree, which you previously navigated down by just right-clicking. So if I right-click here, you can actually see my selection goes onto the calling function. So this is a great way to just go back and forth as you please. Since this is a code review, you might want to comment on specific diffs. You can do that in Haystack by clicking on this plus button over here. You can type test, like comment, or whatever you want to type. Then you click start review. This is going to fail because I don't have permission to comment on this pull request. In addition to that, you can actually see existing comments. We don't have any on this file or on this code review, but you can see existing comments. You can see the pull request body by clicking on this button on the top right over here. And so this is a useful tool to, if you want to get a more holistic sense of the pull request, as well as see the actual pull request comments, as well as see individual files. Another thing I want to show you is if you're uncomfortable with this sort of top and bottom diff view, you can actually stretch the editor so that it becomes a side-to-side diff. And so you can easily and quickly transition between these two views. You can also click this mark as reviewed so that you know which specific diffs you've reviewed. And so these are all nice little ways to get the most out of Haystack Code Reviewer. The last couple of things I want to show you, I'm going to navigate to this web page. So here we see a much more complicated pull request. There are arrows flying everywhere. So what you might want to do to sort of focus in on individual parts of the pull request is click this button over here, show dependency arrows only for selection. When I click that, only the dependency arrows corresponding with my selection are going to be shown. This allows me to sort of focus in on a specific flow and not get distracted by all the different flying arrows on my screen. Similarly, if you want to hide the UI, all these sort of floating buttons, they might be distracting. You can click hide on canvas UI. There's a shortcut for it too, and you can see the UI disappears. The last thing I want to show you is this navigator view. So on the left sidebar, there's a little tab here called Navigate Editors. I'm going to close it. If I open it again, it actually shows me all the different diffs in correspondence to the file and folder. So this is a nice way of sort of keeping track of what files and what folders these symbols belong to, which could get a little bit tricky otherwise. In addition to that, you can actually see the comments are listed here. So you can easily find out which diffs have comments. In this case, I clicked on assert. I click on this, and you can see all the different comments. Actually, I lied. There's one more thing I wanted to show you guys. So if you ever see a little tag like this that says view file for additional changes, that's because the file has changes outside of a symbol that are different as well. If you just click on this view file button over here, you'll actually go back to the file view. And this way you can see changes that are not part of symbols. And we'll always tell you when that's the case, so you don't have to worry about, paranoid clicking on view file just to see whether there are changes outside of the symbol. So that actually is everything I wanted to show you guys today. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you have any feedback, please let us know. We'd love to iterate on any feedback. Thank you guys so much, and have a great rest of your day.